Everyone's fine around. My name is Jordan, and welcome to Thursday slate for the NBA. We have just two games, and it's pretty nice because I did not miss those blowouts that we have all season long with the NBA. And it's like landmines. You're just trying to dodge the blowouts. But I'm gonna jump right into this, and then I'll recap after. So you'll see images that come up on the screen right there. That's from a data app called Outlier. There will be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial for Outlier. So let's talk about this first game rematch of the NBA Finals. The Thunder at the Pacers. Thunder 7.5-point favorites. They should be huge favorites, but there's a lot of injuries going on here. So obviously the biggest injury is Tyrese Halliburton's out for the year, and then TJ McConnell's also going to be out. So there's going to be a lot of hype towards Andrew Nembhard and his facilitating because he can be a very good facilitator. And when Tyrese Halliburton was out during the playoffs, a couple years ago versus the Celtics, I believe he just went off and he was great. I call him playoff Nembhard. I'm not sure what we're going to see with regular season Nembhard. Their team's just going to be very interesting to pick from and how they're going to react. They lost Miles Turner. It's just an entirely different dynamic now. But for the Thunder, they have a lot of guys that are going to be out for this one. So Jalen Williams still remaining out. Alex Caruso now is out. And then we have Lou Dort and Cason Wallace are game time decisions. So that's two of your best perimeter defenders right there. And if those guys are out, then look towards Aaron Wiggins, who will become a primary scorer for the Thunder, or a secondary scorer, whatever you want to call it. So we only have lines right now out for Shea and Chet Holmgren. And then as far as the Pacers, I'm not sure what to pick. There's just all the lines are just really high because Tyrese Halliburton is out. I'm going to go with Chet Holmgren over 17.5 points at -102. Shea's line is really high as well at 32 points. He's gonna have a ton of volume, but I feel like Chet kind of took a step up because of Jalen Williams being out. I think with Jalen Williams out, Shea's still going to get his shots up no matter whether he's in or out, and the guy that gets the boost is going to be a guy like Chet Holmgren, and his 17.5 points line is actually kind of where it has always been at throughout the playoffs and all last year. Like it hasn't really moved much. So he had 28 points in the opener. I know there was double overtime, so he had 2 3-pointers made, so he had 6 points in overtime, so he had 22 points in regulation. So still a good opener for him. And the Pacers actually really struggled versus the power forward position throughout the entire regular season last year. And like I mentioned, they've lost some bigs, and they do like to play at a fast pace, at least during the regular season. So Chet Holmgren didn't do well versus the Pacers in the finals, but that's when everything slows down. Defense really picks up, gets more physical, and he wasn't able to handle that too well. But they were still able to finish the thing off. But with Jalen Williams out, I checked to see how he did last year, and he went over in 3 out of 5 games. And the 2 games where he missed, those were blowouts. So he definitely gets a boost here. With 17 shots in the first game, granted there's double overtime, shot a solid 65%. I feel like this is a year for him to take a leap, and I keep saying when Jalen Williams being out, with him out, Chet Holmgren definitely has an opportunity to kind of show like he can be a second option for this team. Like he can be that guy, and I know that's what they drafted him to be. So big opportunity for him, and what should be a fast-paced game, and they already have one under their belt, so they should be ready to go and no rust or anything to worry about there. So the only worry is a blowout, like always with any NBA game that you bet on. So before I get into this next game, if you guys could, please like the video. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You just put the number 3 for day 3 of the NBA. And then if you guys use something like Prizepicks and you want a straight bet, or you want to bet spreads or money lines and all that, you actually can in most of the states that you are in. So check out these apps. They're called social sports books, and they just have kind of a workaround for you to bet on these in a legal way, and they're completely legit. So check out Onyx odds, Novig, and Rebet. Onyx and Rebet are doing a match up to 100%, and Novig is doing a bet 5 get 50. So I'll have links in the pinned comment for all of those. Promo code is FINEAROUND11 for those, and I like to have all of them just to kind of line shop. So this next game is the Nuggets at the Warriors. Warriors are 2.5-point favorites. There's not really any significant injuries. I guess Moses Moody is going to be out for this, so it should open up some minutes for some bench players. I was reading that Jokic's minutes are going to come down a little bit this year. It's still supposed to be 34 to 36 minutes, where he averaged almost 37 minutes a game last year. He was playing a ton of minutes. So the read right now is that his minutes are going to come down. So the line movement on all of his plays are actually coming down right now. Money's coming in on his under, even though he has absolutely just cooked the Warriors for the past 2 seasons. When it comes to scoring, when it comes to rebounding, he has they don't have anyone who can stop them. So I initially was going to go with Jokic until I saw the minutes thing. I don't know how they're going to handle him, so we'll see. But if he did play, his normal minutes, I would love where his lines are at, because they're at where they actually a little bit higher than where they normally would be at. Even though they have come down, but the Warriors really have no center to stop him. I mean, there's Draymond, there's Kuminga they have as one of their big men. Al Horford is like 6'8", 6'9". It's really just like Quentin Post. So he was going to be my play until I read about his minutes. So he's a lean, and it was going to be points plus rebounds. But I have another guy based off of data that I like, and you guys know that I like to go with data. The last video did not do well because I went off pure speculation. But this one is going to be Jonathan Kuminga over 15.5 points at -110. Started off the year with 17 points. He played 33 minutes, shot 6 for 11, and 4 from 6 from 3. That's probably not going to keep up. Law of averages, probably going to shoot a little bit worse. So if he still takes 6, he could still hit 2 of 6 or 3 of 6 the way he was shooting. But he has always had potential. He's always been one of those guys. It's just like, when is he going to get that role and like sustain that role? So starting off the year with 33 minutes, it looks like he's going to be that guy. And I think they started him at center that's what Underdog Fantasy said on their Twitter page, said that he's going to start at center. So Denver actually allowed the 11th most points last year. They played at a fast pace. At one point, they were giving up the most assists to teams. So they were giving up a lot of points. And when I took Kuminga's season last year and I just filtered to 25 or more minutes, you'll see this comes out to almost an 80% hit rate on the over for points. And then if I move it up to 28 minutes or more, like I said, he played 33. So 28 minutes or more, this moves up to 94% with just one miss. And that one miss, he played like 28.8 minutes, something like that. So if you go to 29 minutes or more last year, it's a 100% hit rate. So just showing that if he gets the time, and I did check to see if those were with Butler and Curry, and he didn't have a game where he played that many minutes and they both were out there, except for the very first game of this season. But with Curry, the hit rate was still really good with him being out there. So keeping it short and easy. And as we get more data from these games, I'll be able to just take it all in, see where rolls are, except for the ones with the blowouts. We'll have to figure those out later, but it's the beginning of the year, so just take it easy, and we'll just keep having more data roll in, and then we'll start rolling with this season's data, not have to keep going back to last year. So if you guys would like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there. That is completely free. I'm not going to charge you to jump in. It is a big community. People talk about basketball, football, baseball. Everything's in there. Tennis. People are putting their own plays and their own research. So it's not like you pay for cappers to give you picks and then you get mad at them when they lose because you paid for it. You have, you make friends, and you start to trust people who really do the research themselves as well. And it's just, kind of like free cappers to follow if you want to. And then as far as a recap goes, not happy to go through this one. But okay, Brandon Ingram over 17.5 points. He came up one bucket short. He had 16 points. It was a 20-point blowout. He only played 27 minutes, and I can imagine, if, with the full season's going on in close games, he's going to be playing, 34, 35 minutes. So that sucks. He came up one basket short in that blowout. And then I had the weird Zachary Richey pick over one assist. He got injured, left, came back, and then it was a blowout. He was scoring really well. I was very surprised. That's something I'm gonna keep my eye on. But it's the story for the Hawks is definitely Jalen Johnson being back and not missing a beat at all. But he only played 21 minutes and didn't get the opportunity to just hand it off to. I feel like you can accidentally get an assist sometimes, so that's why I put that out there. But that was a nasty blowout. Then I'll talk about this other blowout. So Michael Porter Jr. Over points and rebounds. He shot 5 for 15 in a 19-point blowout. Only played 25 minutes on a bad Nets team, and he's probably going to just be that high volume shooter, and that's what I was expecting. He came out hot and had like 8 points really quickly, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be easy for him going up against the Hornets. And then the Hornets, they actually have a pretty decent roster with everyone healthy, so they ended up blowing out the Nets, and he played 25 minutes, so that missed as well. And then the Mates Buzella's the read on that, I threw up a bunch of articles on that one, so the speculation was like real on that one, where there was just a lot of hype all over the place, and the hype was real. And I started filming during this game, so I saw he had hit, and he was getting near 20-ish points. So he had a really good game, and definitely a guy to keep an eye out on. So I'm glad that one hit, but I'm glad to get that day over with. That day is not a fun day for someone who likes data, and there was a lot of plays that I just really wanted to take that I know that I liked last year because guys ended the season hot. But I just didn't know if I should just run with them or not. So I just keep those to myself. And the good defenses last year are actually giving up a lot of points. So yeah, and I'm thinking of guys like Desmond Bane, on Orlando. How would he fit in? Davion Mitchell, he ended the season like super hot. We cashed over and over and over. He fed families, and he came back out, dishing the ball, getting assists all over the place. Like, he was great. So there's plenty of guys who ended the season hot, and it is what it is, and we'll learn from it. We'll learn the usage and all that and grow from it, and make the best bets possible. Long season ahead. So gonna get this one edited and get it out to you all. God bless you. It's Final Round. My name is Jordan. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.